Good morning, ghouls and ghosties, and welcome to the first day of Vlogoween. I literally cannot believe it. Today it is Saturday, the 27th of September. I know most people do Vlogoween as an October thing. Some people even call it Vlogtober. I like there to be a Vlogoween vlog every Friday in October. And this upcoming Friday is the 2nd, I believe, of October. So that is why we are already kicking this off. And I am so excited to do so. It is pretty early in the morning on Saturday. I'm actually just about to head out and go get some coffee, but I thought I should hop on here and say good morning and say welcome and also tell you guys what we are doing today. So we have actually a couple spooky things planned already, even though it's September, but obviously it's me, so there's always spooky happenings going on. Today is the first time of the season that I'm going to be going to what is called Fearfest, or Minneapolis Fearfest, or Minnesota Fearfest. That is at the Mall of America. If you have been here for past years, last year and the year before, we went to a haunted attraction at Mall of America, and it was called Onion Head's Revenge. Onion Head was this character they made up. He was haunting a farm or something, and it's like a haunted house, and he was kind of in the last room, and he was this big scary dude. I didn't think they were coming back this year, but actually they had sold to a different company, this Fearfest company, and it's coming back, and it is going to be bigger and better than ever. Apparently they are going to continue having everything they had in the past. Last year they had things like a spooky bar at the beginning, and of course the haunted attraction. They had a gift shop and stuff, but this year the bar is actually being themed after Elvira. It is called, I think, Elvira's Cocktail Lounge or something. I am so excited. I never got my Elvira t-shirt this year at Spirit Halloween that I was looking for. I still have never seen it when I went to them, but I love Elvira. She's just so campy and so glam and just so spooky. I just I love her whole vibe. So I'm super excited about that. Maybe they'll honestly have Elvira merch, because I think the merch store is also called Elvira's shop or something. Now there isn't necessarily a theme this time. It's just kind of a haunted house. They keep showing a couple characters or costumes online that I assume, I guess, are going to be some of the main kind of scary characters, but there's not an official Onion Head or person replacing Onion Head. So I don't really know the theme this year, but that's even more exciting. So why I say it's the first time we're going this season is because I'm actually going with Ryan and my friends tonight. That includes friends coming from out of state. So I actually probably won't film as much there as I will the second time that Ryan and I go on our own, though of course I will get footage anyways. And before that, Ryan and I want to stop at our outlet mall because Coach just released their Halloween collection for the year. I don't always buy something from Coach. Obviously, it's kind of expensive, and I'm not always a huge fan of what they do, but I like a few of their designs this year, and I like one of their wallets, and I do just like to see it in person. So we're gonna go to our Coach outlet and look at the Halloween collection. And otherwise for today, I just have some work to do downstairs. So let's address this. Okay, I'm gonna sit down on the couch next to Skelly, and he'll turn something on for us. So I'm just gonna sit this direction. So in the decorating part 2, I did 4 rooms. I did 2 bathrooms, I did our master bedroom, and I did this downstairs dead man's party, living room, family room. Nobody said anything, at least yet, when I have read the comments up to date today, but I am not super proud of my downstairs. It's not awful. I love that Dean is at the bar, and I don't know, I have been very crunched for time. I've actually been sick for the past 2 weeks, and as I said, we are completely redoing almost everything in this downstairs. I was between a rock and a hard place of do I want to go all out with the decorations or not, because I might be completely redoing and moving them all, because so much of the furniture is changing, stuff is gonna have to move anyways, and so I'm actually probably gonna be almost completely redecorating a lot of the stuff down here, and I knew I was going to. For example, right here, this is a buffet bar type situation, and we're completely replacing the bar with this. So the whole bar area is going to look different. The couch I'm sitting on is going to be a different couch. We're switching the blinds. We're literally, we are changing so many things in this room that I just didn't want to over decorate, kind of I would say I do in the ghost bathroom and stuff, because I'd have to take it all down anyways over this next week. So again, nobody said anything because you guys are nice, but if you thought that the dead man's party wasn't exactly up to my like tier or my like maybe decorating level that I can do. Not to say that I'm like amazing, but I feel like it was a little lackluster, and it is for many reasons. We will kind of like redecorate it as we get through Vlogoween. But coming up this week, I've got to do my outdoor decorating. I've only put a couple things out, so I need to get to work on putting like the 12 footers up and other animatronics and just all my stuff. Obviously, I've been kind of focused on inside. I also don't know if it's this week or next week, but I'm gonna be getting my annual Halloween tattoo very, very soon. And another thing, I don't know if it's this week or next, is Ryan and I are going to a fall festival called Seavers that we go to each year. It's got like a pumpkin patch, corn maze, and all that stuff. And then on Tuesday, we get the return of Talk or Treat. So I'm super, super pumped about that as well. So anyways, I'm so excited to be starting Vlogoween. The intros won't always be this long for Vlogoween. I just wanted to explain what's going on. As per usual, I will just show you guys anything throughout the week that I do that is spooky or Halloween related. We'll go look at lights. We'll go to fall festivals. We'll go to haunted houses. We'll do some haunt hunting. We'll do some decorating. We'll do all kinds of spooky stuff, spooky cooking, spooky baking. I'm so freaking excited. I hope you guys are too. I am going to finish clearing off this bar. I almost have completely finished. And then I'm gonna go grab my coffee, and we're gonna get this first day of Vlogoween moving. Spooky occurrence number 1 of the day is this poly mailer. I'm pretty sure this is a new vintage sweater vest that I ordered, a spooky one. I think that's all I have coming, so that's what this should be. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's so cute.
It's a sweater.
It's by Karen Scott.
Karen Scott.
Oh, you always only do jump scares on this channel. This one honestly reminds me kind of Over the Garden Wall, or kind of some of the Joanna Parker faces with these guys that go, "Ooh." So cute. So cute. Look at the buttons, different colors. What do we think? Stylish, beautiful, comfortable, soft, campy. And actually the person that sold this to me apparently watches Ryan and I's other YouTube channel. Her name's Michaela. She wrote a note. So thank you, Michaela. I'm so excited about this. It's so cute. Here is a look at the work in progress of our bar. This is literally the day after I decorated down here. So here's my big example of like why I didn't want to go all out, especially like on this side. I didn't really do much behind the bar because I knew in the next couple days I was going to be doing this. On our way out to Fearfest at Mall of America, we stopped by the Coach outlet. I really wanted to see the Halloween pieces in person. I know they're a little overpriced for what they are, and they're not probably my favorite Coach Halloween collection ever, but I still gotta see them. I really like the little spider dongle that they came with. They also had some cute wristlets and some cute wallets. I always like their spooky buckets as well. I like the little sayings they had on the inside. I think the black cat this year was actually my favorite. We also checked Vera Bradley just because I know they had a Peanuts Halloween collection and they had a few pieces left, but they had basically sold out of everything. We had got to Mall of America, and Ryan really wanted to check Anthropology before we went to Fearfest. We were a bit earlier than my friends, so we did have time, and of course that meant I wanted to check the Halloween items at Anthro. They actually, I think, were all 30% off today. I didn't really want anything else. I was tempted to get another one of their pumpkin clove candles, but I ended up passing in the end. There is a sign for the Elvira bar, and oh my gosh, I was obsessed with the Elvira bar. I didn't know that people not in the spooky Halloween-y community like us maybe don't know who Elvira is, but none of my friends knew who she was. I was like, what is wrong with you people? The gift shop was all Elvira tees, so screw the Spirit Halloween t-shirt. I am just gonna get my Elvira t-shirt here. They actually had cooler ones here than that one anyways. Good morning, ghouls and ghosties. It is day 2 of Vlogoween, and it is Sunday today, the 28th of September. I just got done putting in a new light fixture in our dining room that I will show you in a second. Our home projects continue, and back here I have moved around and kind of moved over all of our bar stuff, so I need to get our old bar actually posted on Facebook Marketplace. Obviously none of that is spooky, so it doesn't matter to you guys. I just thought I would update you, but I'm in my Halloween 3 t-shirt right now. I slept in orange Halloween sleep shorts and an orange shirt, and I saw myself in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, I look like some kind of like spooky prisoner in some kind of like Halloween one piece, and it's kind of too much. It's kind of a lot. So today is Sunday, which is not the most eventful day in our household. A lot of times we just do some house projects or like kind of get ready for the work week. So I have a little bit of work to actually do today, and there's not going to be a ton spooky today, but we do need to go to Home Depot. Ryan needs a few things for his classroom. So of course at Home Depot, we can also look at the animatronics and stuff. We did go once during haunt hunting, but I didn't look in super detail. So we'll look again, and we'll look at the pumpkins and the mums and all the fun stuff there. I also might have us go to Menards to grab a couple things so we could look at the Halloween stuff again there. Otherwise, it's just prep for the big month that is coming so quickly. Oh my gosh. So still just kind of getting the house ready so that I can like be done with house projects and enjoy my October once we get there. Actually, this past weekend we kind of put together our October calendar because there's just so much that we need dates for things to make sure everything fits in. And that's always a super exciting thing to do because I get to just see all the stuff that's ahead of us. But by the way, the Fearfest situation we went to last night was super, super fun. I actually need to switch into my Elvira shirt. That's what I'm gonna wear today, but it was really fun. Like I said, Ryan and I are actually going back in about 2 weeks, so I'll show you guys maybe like the actual walkthrough part a little bit more in that one, but it was very fun. I had a blast. So anyways, let's get moving in the day, shall we? Here is a look at the light that I installed. I think it looks a lot better than the old one we had. This is a look at the old one. I'm sure a lot of you remember it from past decorating. It fit our vibe before, but it just doesn't anymore. So I'm just gonna put this on Marketplace. And here is a look at my Elvira shirt. It says, Elvira, mommy, can I go out and thrill tonight? Love it. Ryan and I stopped at Menards to start off our errands, and they had set up a lot of spooky stuff in their garden center, including this giant inflatable gargoyle that I don't think I had seen out on display earlier this year. He's a little funky looking. And of course, they had all kinds of pumpkins in all kinds of different sizes and colors, and other fall plants like mums and stuff. Theirs were really, really good prices. Some of the really large inflatables I don't think they had when we came earlier in the year, and also they had some new 12-footers or very tall animatronics that they also had not had out when we checked earlier. The giant jack-o'-lantern inflatable would be so cool for a Halloween party or something. Next up, we stopped at Home Depot, and this pumpkin was so cool. He almost had a face to him. I honestly should have grabbed him. I don't know why I didn't. They still had quite a few of the 15-foot scarecrows left, and they actually were $100 off. Since there are so many left, maybe we'll see them end up even being cheaper or more marked down.
Oh my, the secret ingredient is trying to escape again.
I don't think he works, because I think he's...
I think she's... Welcome. Take a seat and relax.
Look at Little Bean.
Oh.
There's so many of them. Home Depot was quite stocked. It actually looked like they maybe had gotten a restock in, like some of the blow mold style pieces, like this Grim Reaper and the Zero and Jack. We finished the night by taking Will on a walk around the neighborhood. It was a really, really nice night out. When we walk at night, this is always my favorite part of our walk. There is this stretch of path where there are giant shrubs on each side, and so you can only see a crack of the sky and a little window at the end. It's kind of haunting. It's the next day now, and unfortunately this was a heavy work day and no fun day, so the only spooky thing I did today was make these scaredy cat sugar cookies. I'm so excited that they brought these back. I remember a couple years back when we did a talk or treat, I thought that I remembered there being another design, and I thought it was black cats. Sure enough it was, and sure enough they have made their triumphant return. I always gotta have one of them raw. They are so good. I will say one time I ate a whole pack raw. Not at once, but I saved it in the fridge and ate all of them raw, and they were delicious. Don't worry, Pillsbury cookies are safe to eat raw. By the way, one of my lights in this candelabra light has already went out, which is so frustrating. It did come with one extra, so I need to switch it, but it's such a bummer. Good morning, ghouls and ghosties. It feels like we're like haunt hunting again, honestly. I do apologize that yesterday was pretty uneventful in the world of all things spooky, ooky, kooky, creepy, and crawly. But yesterday was really just like a work day for me. There was nothing exciting, and I don't really want to show you guys just like the boring day-to-day stuff. I'd rather kind of highlight and show you guys all the spooky stuff that we do. And today does not lack that. Today we have something very exciting to do together, and that is the first talk or treat. Well, I guess the first like official Vlogoween talk or treat of 2025. Before kind of the haunt hunting season started, I think we did one or two of them, maybe for like halfway to Halloween. I think we did one. This is like the real good talk or treats are the ones that happen during Vlogoween. So today we are going to be doing that. If you're new here, what that means is we sit down with a treat, a spooky treat to be more precise, and we talk about a specific spooky topic. It's always on Tuesday, and every year I have done the same topic for our first of the season, and I will be covering that topic once again this year. The topic we'll be discussing today is my ranking and ratings and feelings and reflection on the Halloween decor collections that we saw while haunt hunting. So we're going to go over all of the stores that we got to, and we're going to rank them either scary good, eerily okay, or wicked bad, and discuss why they're there, how they compare to last year, all of our thoughts. So that's going to be happening here in a couple hours. But first up, another thing that has basically become tradition kind of out of nowhere. It just happened to happen like twice in a row, and now I do it, I think like every week right before Talk or Treat. We're going to be going to Half Price Books, and we are going to see if they have any fun horror books, any kids Halloween books that I like or that are nostalgic to me, any horror movies that I maybe want to pick up, and we're going to look at all of their ooky spooky kooky stuff. Now, of course, it's only the 30th of September, so I don't know if they have like a full Halloween like section. Oh my gosh, that house is like super decorated. Oh my gosh. I don't know if they have a full Halloween section yet of books and movies and stuff, but hopefully soon, and they definitely would have like a horror section and such. That house is decorated too! I have not done my outdoor decor yet. I'm for sure doing like the 12-footers on Thursday, and I'm hoping that either today or tomorrow we can put all my other stuff out in my yard, which I will definitely do with you guys too. I feel so behind, and I always get the outdoors decorated by the 1st of October, so it has to be today or tomorrow. Anyways, I just got sidetracked. So also, Half Price Books is right next door to Spirit Halloween. So I thought we would just pop in there and see if there is anything new. And also, I just miss it. And I might swing in really quick to the Goodwill that is right over there as well and just look at the Halloween section, which isn't like huge, but we could just take a peek and see if there's anything fun. We've got some spooky things to do. We've got some spooky business to attend to today, and I'm very excited because yesterday was kind of lacking. I can't believe tomorrow's October 1st. I'm kind of freaking out inside, but I'm also really excited. I'm freaking out for two reasons. I'm freaking out because I'm so excited, but also because how is it already October 1st? So as for the plans kind of for the rest of this week, I do know for a fact, like I said, we're going to be doing some outdoor decorating. I need to catch up on that. There's a couple things that I don't know if they're going to be this week or next week. I really want to try making apple cider donuts. I heard that you can do like no bake apple cider donuts, which sounds intriguing to me, and I would like to try that. Anyways, as you can see, I am dressed the part. I have like a 90s ghost neon color t-shirt on today, and I'm ready to get up to some spooky mischief and to talk or treat with you guys. I'm so excited. I have not decided on the treat, even though we have the topic, so I still gotta figure that out. I mean, I could always do the scaredy cat sugar cookies. I don't know. We'll see. I am going to drive off to our stops now, and I will catch you guys when we get there. Our first stop was at Goodwill, and this Goodwill has delivered in the Halloween section before, so I was pretty excited. They did have a lot of stuff. This is their section of stuff that's actually new. I don't know where they get it, but it's kind of new costume pieces and some new decor. They also have some new blankets, I think. Then, of course, they have used costumes in this section. I love this giant jack-o'-lantern one. That is so, like, 90s teacher or 90s mom, I feel like. This guy is so nostalgic. My mom used to have, like, 3 or 4 of these, and I think I have one of hers now. I loved the sort of folk vintage prints on these boxes. They were a little blurry, but I do like the look of them. Nothing beats a fully stocked thrift store Halloween section. It is just magical. I feel like just looking at all this stuff grouped together, even if it's messy and piled up, is just so soul fulfilling. Like all the oranges and the classic prints and classic graphics just staring at you. I love it. Suddenly, I spotted the Target, I think 2021 or 22 watermelon jack-o'-lantern, and I grabbed it so fast. This guy is so hard to find, and I've regretted not getting him since he was out. Same goes for this Michael's sign. This is from 2019 or 2020. I have wanted this for years. So that was totally worth it. I'm so happy I stopped here. I have looked for that freaking hide and eek watermelon jack-o'-lantern forever, like for years, and it's super expensive online. All those fruit from hide and eek are, and I found it for only $3. I'm so excited about that. I've always wanted to put that out for like summer, spring. I know that this year Walmart had their own spooky watermelon for Summerween, but I just like this one better, and they're so hard to come by, so I'm super excited about that. And then from the Michaels 2020 collection, which is like their best ever, which is also so hard to find and rare, even online, I found the sign. It was $20, which I was a little frustrated by because like that seems like a lot for a thrift store. But I saw Michaels had a $35 tag on it, and we all know Michaels does maybe like 30% off or something. So 20 isn't really that bad. And also, if I was looking for this online, the shipping alone would be probably over 20 because it's really, really heavy. So I was like, whatever. If I saw this on Marketplace and it was 20, I'd probably pay someone 20 for it. Whatever. I bought it for 20 and I'm super excited to have it now. So I think I'm gonna put that in my basement with our whole little basement redecorating that we're kind of gonna be doing over the next couple weeks. I think that's going down there. So let's go to Half Price Books and then let's get home and let's do some talking and some treat eating, shall we? They were just starting to put out some Halloween books and kind of a Halloween collection at Half Price Books. In the kids area, they again were just starting to put out some of their Halloween books. I assume this is kind of all they have right now, but they're probably going to ramp up taking them in at this point. I didn't see anything that I needed, but there were a lot of classics, of course, and some classic DVDs. I also took a look at the horror movies. I actually just recently got a 4K Blu-ray player. They don't really have many of those here, but I still like to look at the other DVDs they have. They had Creepshow and of course a lot of different copies of The Exorcist, which honestly isn't my favorite horror movie, which I know is a controversial opinion. Final Destinations I used to love and I watched them all the time. Elm Street, of course, classic. They had like a whole set of them. On to Spirit Halloween. And what do you know? Now that I have one, the Elvira shirt is in stock. I actually really love this costume. It's a neon ghost face and it even has black lights built in so the mask can glow. Plus, it's like a glittery robe. I was tempted to get this, but I do already have a costume plan this year. They did have a hanging jack too, which I hadn't seen when we came in earlier. Okay. Hello, ghouls and ghosties. Welcome to the first talk or treat of Vlogoween 2025. I'm so excited. I've told you guys this in past years, but I'll say it again. This is like one of my highlights each week in October is talking about these topics. We do different spooky topics each week. Some we repeat from past years with like different twists to them. Some are totally new. As always, if you have any suggestions or ones that you'd like to see, please let me know. But today's topic, as I said in the car, is reviewing and discussing the Halloween decor collections at the different retail stores that we went to this year. Now, before we get into that, my treat for today actually ended up being peanut M&Ms, some spooky ones, of course. I was gonna eat the Scaredy Cat Pillsbury sugar cookies, but then I saw these on the counter and I'm a sucker for peanut M&Ms. These sounded really good, so I was like, okay. So grab a spooky snack and let's get to discussing. Here's my thrifted sign. This is, I think it's actually from Michael's 2019 collection, I think. It's 2019 or 2020. I don't really remember. I don't honestly know if that year I even went to a Michael's. I don't even know. I was living in Iowa at that point. I don't even know if we like I'm sure we had a Michael's, but I don't even know if I knew where it was. So that's a huge bummer. And I've kind of been trying to make up for it ever since and slowly putting together a collection of stuff from that store collection because it was like one of my favorites anywhere of all time. Also, Mr. Watermelon does work. I love that they made it the color of the inside of Watermelon, being the like pink glow. He is so cute. So I'm not gonna put him out for Halloween, but during the spring and summer of next year, he will probably sit in my kitchen, maybe up on the cupboards. I'm so happy to have found him. I would still love to find the evil apples or even the little evil lemons, I think it was. I think they made a lot. I don't really like the pineapple as much, and there's a couple other ones I don't like as much, but if I found the apples or the lemons, I would totally love to to pick them up. And then I showed you guys this when we were in there, but I did pick up this Halloween tablecloth. As you guys know, I'm a sucker for the vintage. This is super vintage. I'm also a sucker for when stars are implemented in decor, and I'm a sucker for candy corn. So this is like everything I love put together in one, and it was literally $3. I don't know what year, but it's from El Reen Manufacturing. It's a 52 by 90. It's a really long one. I will save this in the packaging for a long time. I don't know if I'll ever use it. We'll see. Okay, so anyways, let's discuss what we are here to discuss, the Halloween collections for the stores of 2025. And as per usual, we have 3 categories for rankings. We have scary good, which means I really liked what they did. I thought they had a lot of good stuff. It was innovative. I bought a lot of stuff from them. I was excited about their collection. We have eerily okay, which usually I just called mid, but I thought it should have a spooky name this year. So eerily okay means it was very middle of the road. I didn't dislike it, but I definitely wasn't super excited about it. So it's just okay. And then we have Wicked Bad. So Wicked Bad is exactly what it sounds like. It is the stores that really let me down. Either compared to past years, it was worse, or it just was bad as per usual, or it just was bad in general. And I was not excited by basically anything from them. I don't even think most of these had outliers. I just didn't like them at all. So we're gonna do this from bad to good, I think. Let's start with the negatives. Let's get them out of the way. Then we'll do the eerily okays, and then we'll do the scary goods. As per usual, please leave your feelings below on all of these stores. Let me know your rankings. Do you agree with all of them? Do you disagree with some of them? Let me know below. I love to interact with you guys when it comes to the Talker Streets. Again, that is like one of the highlights of these Vlogaweens for sure for me. Wicked Bad. Starting off with TJ Maxx. I feel like the TJ Maxx stores were quite bad this year, but this isn't really a change of course for them. Last year I also had TJ Maxx in Wicked Bad. I just feel like they get the leftover kind of junk from Home Goods and Marshalls. Marshalls already usually isn't super great, but TJ's is even worse. I think TJ's is good if you want some Halloween beauty items or spooky accessories, like maybe some bags, wallets, or like face masks or something like that, but it's not good for decor. In my opinion, it's not good for home stuff, and all around, I just don't really like the stuff that gets sent to TJ's. So TJ's remains in Wicked Bad this year. I didn't like it. I only went to standalone TJ's a couple times, and it was a waste of time every time I went. Up next, and this is quite a bummer. This is like the only, I think, new one to be on the list for me, and that is Ross. I would also put Ross under Wicked Bad. I was not impressed by Ross when I went. I was so excited to finally have Ross, but it really let me down. They just didn't have much, and again, it was kind of like TJ's. It was just like a bunch of junk. The stuff that they did have, there was no organization at all. It all just seemed almost like rejects from Home Goods. I know Ross is not the same company, but it felt like Home Goods rejects, to be honest. Now, keep in mind, my Ross is totally new. It actually opened like right at the end of summer, I think in like end of July. So it might just not have got really good stuff in. Maybe next year Ross will be better, but at least for this year, I would give Ross a Wicked Bad. Next up for Wicked Bad, and this is a bummer because it actually is moving down from last year, and that is IKEA. The first year IKEA had Halloween, which was 2 years ago. I actually think I put it in good. I did like all the stuff they had. They had a lot, and I thought it was pretty cute, like pretty standard, nothing crazy, but decent. Last year, I feel like it was a little bit worse than 2 years ago, but it was still okay. They still had a lot of stuff, so it was mid for me last year. This year, IKEA is Wicked Bad because I did see everything this year when I went in, and I really didn't like it. I don't like the graphics that they had. They were just odd. They were not classic Halloween, but they also weren't cutesy, but they also weren't gothic, and they also weren't scary. I don't really know how to describe them. They were just like blah, like super plain. Honestly, if I had to describe it, it was like corporate Halloween. Super just blah. Boring. I didn't like it at all this year, like at all. I did not even consider picking anything up. So IKEA has fallen down to Wicked Bad this year. And luckily we are on to the final Wicked Bad, so it's not all negative. We only have 4 Wicked Bad ratings this year, and that goes to Bath and Body Works. So this is a fall from grace as well. Last year I had Bath and Body Works in mid, and the year before I probably had it even higher. But Bath and Body Works, I think this year had one of their worst years in recent memory. All of us were super confused, and they didn't help us in any way. They kept calling everything Summerween, so some people thought more was coming out. Some people thought there wasn't more coming out. There was not. And a lot of it leaned into like a bakery theme that just seemed confusing. I feel like it's a very, very specific niche topic or theme for them to choose and then totally lean into. Bath & Body Works, I feel like, has such a good opportunity to do a lot of different decor styles because of course they have like 4 or 5 different Halloween scents. They could theme each scent with a different type of theme. The bakery scent could have a cutesy pink bakery theme. Vampire blood, you could make a bunch of decor based off that and have like a gothic castle and some like black coffin shaped things that are more gothic leaning. With the pumpkin carving, you could have a whole table and collection that is all campy classic Halloween. But I feel like though they do these different scents and the bottles to the soaps and such might kind of have different leaning themes, they'll just choose one to make all the decor based off of. And there was too much pink, there was too much cutesy. This is my personal opinion. Keep in mind, I understand that some people probably do like this stuff, but it was not to my liking. I don't think I bought really anything decor-wise from Bath & Body this year. I might have bought one car clip that had bats on it. And then I think I bought the cauldron pocket back holder. But it wasn't like those two excited me very much. Last year I wasn't super excited about Bath & Body Works either, except the skeleton candle holder that was like walking through the forest. And I didn't like anything else really. This year it was like nothing. There was no standout piece for me. I felt like it was all just a huge letdown. I don't know why, if they were gonna do the Summerween situation, why they didn't do a second release. Their second releases always seem to be a partnership nowadays, like it was Stranger Things last year, it's the Disney villains this year. I wish if they were gonna do these niche decor styles, they would also do classic or gothic or something. Like, you don't have to just choose one. They released like 10 plus decor items, plugins or whatever. Why can't we diversify them? I don't know. That's my thoughts. I just didn't like Bath & Body Works this year. I was so unexcited and unimpressed by what they released. So they get a Wicked Bad this year. So let's move on to Eerily Okay. So in other words, these are middle of the line. I wasn't too excited, but I didn't dislike them. First up is Spirit Halloween. Spirit Halloween always makes this list. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If Spirit Halloween would diversify some of their collabs and add some new ones in, I think I'd be a little more excited. I feel like Halloween Town, as I've said every year, deserves more decor, and I would love for Spirit to take that on. I mean, they had some newer ones like Squid Games. They had a lot more Terrifier stuff this year. So if those are more your interest, I'm sure you were more happy, but I just feel like a lot of it was kind of the same as always, which makes sense. There's not like a whole lot to go off of. And also, like, I will say, I wasn't too impressed by their animatronics. So I guess there's that too. So they're right in the middle for me. And last year they were as well. They are pretty often. Home Depot this year was also an Eerily Okay ranking. I wasn't super impressed by any of the animatronics once again. I love the giant scarecrow. I kind of like the pumpkin head straw hair guy. But I definitely didn't need any. I didn't need any of the new postable skeletons. All of the lights and lighting items were exactly the same. It'd be hard to put Home Depot onto a Wicked Bad ever because I just do love the, in general, Home Depot collection. I love the stuff they make. I feel like they put a lot of detail and time into their stuff. But everything was just kind of like, nah, this year. There's nothing I needed. Crate & Barrel remained in the Eerily Okay category this year. Crate & Barrel is always kind of just okay. I like that they do change their stuff each year, but nothing has ever really jumped out to me as like an I need it moment. I did get that platter with like the graveyard scene on it, but besides that, nothing was something I needed, though I did like their stuff. Kirkland's was mid last year and it is still eerily okay this year. So Kirkland's does have, again, a decent amount of stuff, but nothing crazy, nothing overly exciting. I like my metal witch hats I got. That's about it. There's nothing else that I needed. I do fear, and it might just be kind of because of the area I live, but I do fear that some year Kirkland's will close. Kirkland's is just never busy here, and I don't really ever hear anyone talk about buying like decor regularly at Kirkland's. I don't know why I'm saying this. I don't know what this has to do with anything, but I feel like Kirkland's may not be a place we can go forever, but I don't know. I could be wrong totally too. Now the next one actually moved up since last year, and that is Marshall's. So last year I had Marshall's in Wicked Bad, and this year I have Marshall's in Eerily Okay. I feel like Marshall's got a lot more in this year than past years, and it was some unique stuff. I actually feel like Marshall's had some items that HomeGoods didn't have. It didn't feel like HomeGoods just sent their rejects to Marshall's. I do feel like there was items intentionally made for Marshall's. I don't know if I bought a ton from Marshall's, but I did feel the need to go in every time I went to my local HomeGoods, which I feel like is a good sign. They had some kitchen items and mugs that I hadn't seen at HomeGoods. They had some decor pieces I hadn't seen at HomeGoods. They had some wall art that I never was able to find that was almost like a postcard style vintage witch print. I know that like the Coca-Cola and Diet Coke ghost I think was exclusive to Marshall's. So it just seemed like there was a little bit more intention with Marshall's this year, and they did get more. So I wasn't too upset with Marshall's. Next up is World Market. World Market is another one that's kind of always middle of the line for me. And once again, it's on my Eerily Okay list. I love that World Market gets so much stuff in. I do feel like they change their stuff each year and swap it up, but I rarely feel like I buy anything there. I don't feel like anything is like crazy impressive or crazy cool. I like it. I always make sure I go. It's just nothing that I'm like dying to have myself. Next up is Williams-Sonoma, and they are in my Eerily Okay category. This one I will say would lean a little more towards Scary Good. I don't think it was good enough to put under Scary Good, but this would be on like the positive side of Eerily Okay. Williams-Sonoma, I feel like, had a number of collections this year, which I don't feel like they've done before. They had the witch kind of toile print. They had another sort of toile, kind of like pencil sketch skeleton collection, but it was there. They had their Dia de los Muertos, and they had the Peanuts. And I don't think I've ever seen Williams-Sonoma have so many different collections. So I appreciated that. I like that they expanded on the things that people liked last year, that being that witch toile collection. They added a lot more pieces this year from that, and I do think their Peanut stuff is really cute. The thing is I can just go to HomeGoods and get really cute Peanut stuff, so I'm not gonna buy it from Williams-Sonoma, but I did like it. I do have them in the middle of the road, but they lean towards Scary Good. Next up in Eerily Okay is Grandin Road, and Grandin Road is starting to lean towards Wicked Bad, and that is because it's the same thing every year, and that thing is that they release the same things every year. I don't feel like I ever see a single new item or new design on their website. Ever. Of every year that I have been haunt hunting, I don't know if I've like ever seen things go away, new items come out. It's just getting a little old. I can't say it's bad because I do like some of their designs. I have in the past purchased a few. The quality's not that great, but I have purchased some because I like them so much. For now, I have Grandin Road in Eerily Okay, but I'm warning you, Grandin Road, I may put you in Wicked Bad next year if it's all the same stuff again, because it's just like tired. I'm just so sick of seeing all the exact same stuff, as like the prices of all these things go up every year, but it's the same thing. If prices are gonna go up, at least have it be like something different or kind of different styled or something. It's just annoying to see the same thing every year. because it's hard to get excited about their like release or their catalog because it's like, I've seen all this. Are these the same pictures as past years? Probably. For how much they charge for stuff and for how much they actually do carry, I just don't get why they don't try some new stuff. We've got 4 more under eerily okay. Lowe's, once again, remains middle of the road. Lowe's is just Lowe's. It's like Home Depot, but not as exciting. I feel like when it comes to their Halloween collection, again, I don't really buy much, but I really like to see it. Like, I definitely make a point to get out to Lowe's. Our area doesn't have that many Lowe's. I think there's 2 and 1 is really pretty far away from me. So I get to my one Lowe's, I make sure I do. I like to take a look at it, but I usually don't buy anything, but I don't dislike it. So Lowe's is a very firm eerily okay. Next up is Menards. Now Menards, I feel like very, very close to getting scary good this year. This is the most impressed I've been with Menards ever, I will say. They had a number of really cool items. They had a number of items that actually reminded me of past collections from other stores. And they had a very diverse grouping of items. They also had the 12-foot Wendigo, who I just wish was a little bit cheaper. But Menards was like really good this year. I just don't think it was good enough to put under scary good because I only went once and I bought my couple things and that was kind of it. It wasn't something where I was like actively continuously looking at their website or like I felt like I needed to go in a couple times or I needed to bring like my mom or Ryan to show them like, oh, look how cool this stuff is. It wasn't that good. But for Menards, it was really good. If Menards continues down this path and continues like kind of diversifying and adding all these pretty cool things at really good prices like they did this year, there's a chance that they could move up to scary good. But I'm gonna say a high-end eerily okay this year. Next up for eerily okay is Walmart. Now I know we actually haven't went to Walmart together. I ran into Walmart really, really quick for some groceries one day. I just looked and it's kind of the same as usual. Lots of inflatables, the classic stuff like skeletons, like paper plates, a lot of costumes, some tabletop decor that's just like okay. I don't think I bought anything. I didn't think it was bad per se, but I didn't think it was very exciting. It was like between a haunt hunt and the start of Vlogoween. I think it was during one of the weeks that I was decorating and I was like, nah, it's okay. And last for eerily okay is Michaels. So I think I had Michaels in Wicked Bad last year because I thought the collections were really weird. I thought the art was really, really, really bad last year. Not to say their art is like really good this year, but Michaels had some good items this year. I liked some of their candle pieces. I liked some of their outdoor pieces, some of the outdoor lighting. I think just some of the lighting and string lights in general were pretty cool. I think a few pieces from the classic Halloween collection were okay. I didn't like the pink stuff as much. I did not like all the disco ball, fuzzy, frilly tinsel stuff at all. The witch and gothic collections had a couple pieces here and there that were okay. It was just very okay. It was very, very okay. Not super exciting, not too bad. Okay, now I'm gonna get excited because now we're gonna talk about the scary good places. So I need some sugar again. I have 5 scary good collections this year. And if you've been like actually crossing off down the list, I'm sure you can already guess what they are. First up, Pottery Barn. Pottery Barn was scary good last year. And they are scary freaking good once again. Pottery Barn has had like a rebirth. I think starting last year was like a rebirth. They have so many unique, cool pieces. Every year, they'll bring back the favorites for a little bit, and then they just like bombard us with new pieces, new ideas, new collections, new collaborations, twists on old classics, the witch candle stands that everyone likes, that where they're like holding the candles. They had a bunch of peanut stuff this year. They had like 4 spooky mirrors this year, so they are still leaning in to the spooky furniture, which is my favorite. Pottery Barn just once again knocked it out of the park. I know it's really expensive. I don't buy very much from it because it's so expensive. Like, I'm ignoring any prices in this. It's just how good and diverse and interesting is the collection, and Pottery Barn's was so good. This is what I'm talking about for, like, I went back to the website multiple times to check, looking for sales. I've been watching quite a few items. I loved Pottery Barn's. And actually, there are 6 in Scary Good because I forgot to rank this one. This is another new entry on the list, and it goes under Scary Good. And that is Anthropology. And if you want to loop in terrain with Anthro, Scary Good. Like, frighteningly fantastic. That's like almost another level. I loved the Anthropology collection and the Terrain collection. I've never seen them have so much. I don't think they've ever done so much. Such cool, unique pieces. Super awesome. Again, a very expensive place to get decor, but I loved the tile collection. That was kind of, I feel like, the main collection. I loved a lot of their glassware and dinnerware. That was kind of my one place that I allowed myself to like actually spend a bit more at. I was like, this stuff is so good. They never bring back really the same collection, so it's kind of like if you don't get it, it's gonna be gone. You have to buy it like pre-owned or something. I loved it. I loved everything they did. They had some vintage inspired items. They had some gothic items. They had some classic, some elevated looking items. They had some campy items. It was just great. Next up is Home Goods. And Home Goods was Scary Good last year, and it is Scary Good once again. I will say I do not always give Home Goods a Scary Good. So I'm sure a lot of you think I would, but I think 2 years ago they were in mid. But Home Goods did really good once again. I will say I have a couple complaints with Home Goods. I think they leaned a little too hard into some of the micro trends, like some of the bubblegum blowing and some of the bow stuff, things where it was like, okay, do we need this much of that? Another thing, Home Goods just had, which I can't believe I'm saying this, I think they had too much. It was really, really messy this year. It was kind of like sometimes borderline like it looked like a pile of junk just because there was just so much stuff. I don't think they need to make that much. I think it's like whittle it down, hone it in, because there's definitely some stuff we could have went without. But I really liked that they made more of things that were trendy in the past so more people could get their hands on them. I'm thinking that merry-go-round, some of the busts that people have looked for years, some of the wall pieces where like the ghosts are coming out of like the picture frames. There's a few items that they brought back in a larger quantity so more people could get, which I do appreciate. But they continued with spooky furniture. There were a few new benches this year that I never actually saw in person. There were some like jack-o'-lantern benches. They aren't ones that I would have bought. They had the spider table, which again isn't something I would have bought. I did see it once, as you guys know. Didn't buy it, but I love that they're continuing the spooky furniture at obviously more affordable prices. I love, here's another item they brought back in a higher quantity, the cauldron. They had new styles of the cauldron and they brought it back in a higher quantity so it wasn't so limited for people and they could actually pick them up. So I love that. I love all of the Peanuts stuff, as you guys know, that they had. Their toile pieces. There were certain like kind of little collections throughout that I really, really, really liked. I feel like they had a few classic kind of looking pieces where a lot of stores don't have any anymore. I wouldn't say like this is their best year they've ever done. I feel like last year was really good, but it was really good. I really liked Home Goods this year. I felt like I had the thrill of the hunt. I felt like I found really good stuff. I scored some treasures and gems. Joanna Parker came back with a freaking vengeance, which I loved. I feel like I got basically every Joanna Parker my heart could desire, that my black heart desired. That was great. So again, Home Goods was Scary Good this year. Target is moving up from last year, and Target is a Scary Good this year. Target is leaning into 80s, 90s nostalgia with their colorways, with their graphics, with the noises and voices that their items make. Target is another one that I wouldn't say like I've bought a million things from, but I love their die cuts. I bought some of those. Again, I love their hanging guys and the noises they make. I love their little trick-or-treater gift bag items. Those are very nostalgic too. I love that their paper plate section, single-use paper goods section, whatever you want to call it. It had like popcorn buckets and movie trays for movie nights. Everything just felt very nostalgic and very like Halloween party from the 90s, early 2000s. Very like these vibes. I loved it. Target did really good this year. I do think they could still improve, but I think they did fantastic this year. 2 left. So next up is Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, all those many millennia ago when we went to Cracker Barrel, was great this year. Cracker Barrel, if you'll remember, had like 4 waves of Halloween items that went on their website, all of them having new items, all of them being really cool. There were multiple new blow molds, 2 of which I bought this year. They had new spooky ornaments. They had those Wraith cat and dogs that a lot of people liked. They did really, really good. And Cracker Barrel usually does do pretty well. They like start the season off with a bang, I feel like, because they're early in the season and it's really good stuff. Speaking of, my final scary good and my final ranking for this year is At Home. Early in the year, really good stuff. So At Home had a lot of really good gothic kind of cemetery stuff once again this year. The skull fountain that I was able to get, I love. There was just like a bunch of really good smaller pieces here and there, I felt like, that I just like needed to get my hands on. The like kind of mossy hand that you could put in your wall, but I have it out in my garden, I thought was really cool. Again, some of the smaller cemetery pieces, a lot of their crow stuff, and they had that spider web little like cabinet, which I never saw, which was such a bummer. I would have loved to pick that up and used it as like a medicine cabinet. There's like a little coffin shelving thing. They did really good. They know how to do a multiple collection of different themes release, unlike Bath & Body Works. They will do like 5 or 4 unique collections that lean heavily into their theme, but are very different from each other. Like they will have like bubblegum pink girly pastel goth, but then they'll have like cemetery goth, black, moss, whatever. Then they'll have a classic campy one. I love that they do that. Why not cover all the bases? That brings everybody in to look. I feel like that's the smart way to do it, and I feel like they do that, and they've been doing that for the past few years. So At Home is scary good once again this year. I hope you guys made it through all this. This was a longer talk or treat. This one always is. This is like my favorite one to do. One of my favorite ones to do. Let me know how your ranking differs from mine. What was way higher? What was way lower than what I did? Do you agree with some of these? Do you disagree with some of these? Let me know. What would you like to see from some of these stores that they didn't do this year? And now let's move on to the next part of this week of Vlogoween, which is probably me decorating the outside. I really wanted to start to get some of my outdoor decor set up, especially the blow molds. The 12-footers I can't really do alone, and it's just me at home today, so I didn't start those, but I kind of wanted to do as much of everything else as I could up in this front area is where I wanted to put them, and I think I like how they turned out. It's kind of hard to make sure they all get plugged in, but I think I was able to do it. So here's a look at the other side of our yard. I'm kind of going to do a graveyard type theme. This is where 12-foot Skelly is going to go. Good morning, ghouls and ghosties, and happy October 1st! I am energized with the feeling and the vibes of Halloween 1st. I am so excited. I honestly didn't know how I was going to feel about today because half of me, as I've told you guys, is kind of like, how is it already October 1st? I'm kind of actually sad that this is moving so fast. But then half of me is obviously super pumped to be in the best month of the year. And I was out this morning. I went and got coffee and then I worked out, and that's kind of all I've done so far. But at the coffee shop, I was in this skeleton jersey and I got 2 compliments, and people were like, you're really fitting the vibe of October 1st. And people were really just like positive. I feel like the vibes are right. This morning, the temperature is 67, which isn't too bad, even though actually today is going to get really hot. Actually, this whole week is like really hot, like 20 plus degrees over average, which is a huge bummer. But this morning's not that bad. I actually ran outside here today instead of going to the gym, which was like really nice. And I'll have to flip the camera, but I did do a bag switch to honor this very special day. So let me show you guys that right now. Actually, and then I'm off to Target to just get some groceries. I will, of course, show you guys anything spooky I pick up. I think Halloween is 30% off right now, so I'll definitely be looking. So I switched to All Reliable Dracula lunchbox inspired bag. I've got a bat keychain on one side that I actually got at the Fearfest this past weekend. And then I've got this giant metal spider that I am totally obsessed with. I just got this, even though I'm a little scared that they're gonna scratch my Dracula bag. And then on the inside, I've got a Coach candy corn coin thing. I've got from this year, this Coach wallet. This is the only thing I actually bought. And then this is from, I think, like 2 or 3 years ago. And this just has like coupons because I'm a thrifty person that likes to use coupons at restaurants and stuff. That is what I'm using currently. Of course, as you guys know, I have a trillion spooky bags, and spooky clothing and spooky accessories. I actually was thinking maybe today I'm gonna make a spooky bag and accessory video, maybe as like a short or something, so we will see. But I need to put the crossbody strap on this. And I am off to Target, so let's get going. I'm not sure if we had seen all of these spooky mugs that Target got in. I'm never really into buying any of the Target ones. They just are a little too childish for me usually. This cracked printed one with a skeleton in it was kind of tempting. I like that it looked aged, but I just don't need it. They also had finally stocked their neon lights. They had the bubbling cauldron, but I decided to pass on it because earlier in the season online, I ordered this RIP tombstone one that I really like. I almost got this skull one for Christmas because it's a wreath. I have no clue what these are, but this is possibly the cheapest decor item I have ever seen at a Target. I am just shocked. I almost thought these were some kind of rejects or something. They were so cheap and they were all broken. I love the Jim Henson General Mills collab with the Count Chocula and Boo Berry this year. And so we actually stopped at Home Goods when we were leaving Target just for old time's sake, and almost everything was on clearance. It was quite picked through, even though there was still a lot left just because of how much Home Goods got in this year. I don't think I'd seen this set of treat bags before. I love the print to it, but I mean, it was only 99 cents off and I don't need them for anything. Okay, ghouls and ghosties, I know that the lighting is not perfect, but that is because this is sort of impromptu. So I have finally received my order from Terrain. Now, as a reminder, Terrain is like the Anthropologie home and garden store. There are not many physical locations. It's mainly online. It is pretty pricey, but they released Halloween stuff back in like June, and I pre-ordered or back-ordered or whatever you want to call it 2 things, and I have just received them today. I honestly did not think I was going to get them, especially this item. I have contacted them so many times. My back order date just kept moving and moving. I was never like mean. I just kept saying, I want to make sure this doesn't get canceled, and I just want to make sure like my order is still in the system. And every time they were like, okay, we're gonna check and we're gonna get on top of this, give us like 5 more days. And then nothing would happen. But finally these shipped like this past weekend. And I honestly didn't even believe it. But they're both here. They both arrived today. They both arrived just now. I'm so excited. I don't know why this isn't such a huge box. I'm pretty sure this is not this big. They package really well, I will say that. Here it is. I've never ordered from Terrain. Some of their stuff actually gets posted to Anthropologie's website. Ooh, I'm gonna cut out this part. So I've seen some of it before. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Whoa. Okay, so this one had not sold out. The thing behind me actually had like completely sold out fast, but this hadn't. I don't know if it is now. Wow. I ordered this cheese and charcuterie board that looks like a tombstone. This is like heavy ocean black marble. Wow, like natural transparency. This was $78 and I got like 10 or 15% off, and I think I got like Rakuten 5% back or something. I would say that this is a really solid, good piece for that price. This is very luxurious, very large, very high quality. This was a great deal, even for being a bit more expensive. I am happy I waited. Obviously, these are all natural, so kind of like the lining and like graining and veining is not going to be the same for all of them, but I love how this one is. Wow. This is a statement piece. This, I'm probably just going to lean up in my kitchen, like against the counter backing. That is stunning. Am I being convinced to maybe just invest in like terrain pieces next year and try to like not really go as wild at some of these affordable places like Home Goods and all that? Who knows? But that is so nice. This is also already looking bigger than I thought it was going to be. This one I am so pumped about because I genuinely did not think I would get this. I don't even know how many people were able to get their hands on this because it sold out so fast and it had a lot of like likes or whatever on their website. And this is bigger than I thought it was going to be, so I don't know if I can do what I thought I was going to do with it. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. This is a spider web vine climbing, whatever you want to call it. So they had a metal spider on it in the pictures, which it looks like it doesn't come with. Wow, this is really large. It's hard to see for you guys. Hopefully I can get it set up at some point and you guys can 3D. You guys can get a better look. There is one other thing in here. Let's see, maybe it's my spider? No, it's stakes to put this in the ground. So I need to recheck the website and see if this is like outdoor proof. I guess like why wouldn't it be? This was $68 before like the 10% off or whatever. So this was also like honestly a pretty good price for like what it is and how substantial it is. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So what I wanted to do was put this inside and get some vines that would climb next to my Peanuts hutch, my Charlie Brown Snoopy hutch, and have this all year there. Obviously, this is a little big. I don't think I can fit this there. It'd be really tall. I guess I can look, but I don't think that's gonna like work. I don't mind putting this outside as well if it is weatherproof. I am gonna go give you guys a better shot of this. Good morning, ghouls and ghosties. It is actually the 2nd of October today, and it's early in the morning, and I wanted to do this yesterday but didn't have time. So Ryan and I have a little free library in front of our house, and I switch it over to Halloween mode on October 1st usually. It's obviously October 2nd this year. I save up spooky books all year from thrifting, so all of these are Halloween. I have some baby ones on the side. I have some classics like Froggy's Halloween. I read that as a kid. Great Pumpkin. I have all kinds of good ones in here. And of course, Goosebumps are classics. So I'm super excited. I put up a little decor this year. As you can see, I don't want to put anything too nice out here because I don't know if someone might take it, but I did make this little sign. So I'm excited to have switched this over. Time to bring the regular books back in. I actually have extra Halloween, all these ones, and I take out some of these that I put in during other times of the year. Oh, that's kind of a spooky one too. Okay, well anyways, that's what I've been doing this morning. Later in the day, I had to make a Costco run and my mom tagged along.
I love gummies if you want to buy them.
I like the tins. These pumpkin cheesecakes were very tempting looking. They look delicious. And it looks like Costco has gotten in their $5.99 giant pumpkin pies. Again, very tempting. So I actually had finished putting up some 12-footers and some more outdoor decor today. So here is a look at night at what they look like and what I've got going on so far. A lot of stuff still needs to be plugged in, but progress is being made. And we finished out the night watching the latest Only Murders in the Building episode, and of course I had to have popcorn with that.